Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 28th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got the Google June 2024 spam update completing yesterday afternoon. We have continuous scroll going away and gone from many. We have AI overviews where they are testing link cards at the top, and Google Ads made some major changes to query matching and brand controls. Stay tuned, lots to discuss. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Duda. Duda is the professional website builder you can call your own, so check them out at duda.co. Thank you so much, Duda, for sponsoring. So first up, the Google spam update is now complete. It finished yesterday afternoon. It took about 7 days and about an hour to fully roll out. Fully is a very weird word. The tracking tools, the volatility tracking tools were pretty calm, but not all of them. You can see this from this chart here. There's some that kind of spiked during that time, but I'm not sure if it was related to the spam update. Usually these tools don't really go crazy during spam updates because they affect generally sites that just spam. But we will see. Again, it's not related to the site reputation abuse policy. It's not related to any link spam. This is just a broad core spam update, and it doesn't affect those specifically. That's what Google told us. And again, those are the main points that I wanted to say. So it started around June 20th, around 11 a.m. Eastern, lasted until yesterday, June 27th, around 12:10 p.m. Eastern. And it didn't seem to be that massive from what I was tracking. Obviously, if you were hit by this, it was massive for you, but it aggregate in terms of looking at the overall SEO community and sites in general, it wasn't obviously as close to what you would see from a core update. Google also announced, and they told me this, that Google dropped the continuous, or dropping the continuous scroll feature, where it's, people call it an infinite scroll, but it's not really infinite because it stops after a while, but continuous scroll, as Google calls it, from desktop search results, and it will stop that in the mobile search results in the upcoming months. So now instead you see the classic Google pagination bar with the Google logo, and it's going away, and Google told us this is going away because it enables them to serve faster results on more searches instead of automatically loading the results that users haven't explicitly requested. So keep that in mind as well. Again, continuous scroll launched on desktop about 1.5 years ago in December 2022, and it launched in mobile search in October 2021, which is 2.5 years ago, and now it's actually going away. So keep that in mind. Some of you may still see it because these rollouts take some time, but it is going away. Google is testing new user interfaces and experiences for the Google AI overviews. There's been a lot of complaints from publishers and content creators that it's not sending traffic, and Google is actually testing putting the link cards, those cards at the top, those link cards, instead of putting them in the bottom under the show more, we have to click and drill into it. You can now actually get those link cards at the top in this test. I don't see this test, but Bartos from ZipTie noticed it, posted a screenshot of it. I asked Google if this is legit, meaning is it a legit test or some type of weirdness? And Google said this is a legit test, it's just a test. They have nothing more to add. So hopefully Google will release the one with the cards at the top. There is still some confusion around what those mean, but this is nice to see Google testing, placing those cards at the top. Google is also showing more health-related queries for AI overviews. So if you search for health-related topics, it seems like Google is now showing more and more AI overviews. Initially, when AI overviews launched right after Google I/O, Google showed it for a lot of queries. Then Google pulled it back with the Ray update, and now it looks like Google's showing them for more and more health-related queries. Adam Reamer posted this on X, and then Lily Ray also posted a lot of cool data around this as well. It's not showing for the most extreme types of stuff. It like shows for like, you know, do I have a virus? How do you know if you're pregnant? Can you self-treat ear infections? Those types of queries. But if you're like, am I having a heart attack, or certain types of cancer-related queries, it's not showing that, which makes sense. So it is nice to see, I guess, Google showing more of these, and they're getting more confident in their AI reviews. And supposedly the results were pretty good. There was no like weird ones that, at least that we saw, that made these AI overviews look completely ridiculous. Also on AI overviews, Google's showing AI overviews in the Google Business Profile local listings, in the local like listings in Google Search. It's in the description, it's actually rewriting the site's own description, the business's own description that they put in Google Business Profiles, and using something completely else. says AI overviews are experimental, and it shows us the description. Now, the description that this business actually left was way better and more detailed, but Google shortened it using AI overviews, which is interesting and probably not something that business owners want. But again, this is the future of AI. Danny Sullivan posted a pretty detailed post around how Google's search rankings are looking always to improve, yada, yada. But when they make these improvements, they do that at scale and at the system level. So that's why these things take some time. He basically went on to explain that just because we see one site that should rank well, we're not going to go ahead and just make a change for that one site and say this one website should just rank better. It doesn't work like that, Danny Sullivan said. He went on to explain that there's clearly more that they should be doing, that we should be doing as Google. And he clarified that it's just not done on a manual basis. Just because we see and agree that your website should rank better, it's not like we're going to go ahead and push a button and make your website work better. We need to work on it on an aggregate level to make their systems, their ranking systems actually improve to make websites like yours and maybe yours rank better going forward. And then he goes off on his thing that rankings aren't perfect and there's more to do. And so forth. And it's not just the system, individual web. He goes on again and says you need to make these things scalable. And you need to keep improving those systems and so forth. So definitely take a look at that. It's just, again, he said that again. This is not new, but he said it again. And then Google's John Mueller and Lizzie Sassman from the Google Search Relations team, Developer Relations team, went ahead and interviewed Elizabeth Tucker. Elizabeth Tucker is the director and product manager at Google Search. She was involved in releasing a lot of core systems, including the last core update. And I actually interviewed her at XMX, and it was very interesting to listen to her be interviewed by Googlers themselves. There's a lot to take away from that in a like, oh, I know that already type of thing, but little nuggets here and there, nothing significant, but at the same time, it was very, I think it's important for every SEO to listen to. It gets you kind of in the mindset of what Google's thinking about when it comes to search quality rankings. And basically the topic was around how Google search measures quality and search quality. And it's interesting. It talks about the quality raters. It talks about she sat next to Sergey and Larry, but never saw them at the office back in the day. Her first task was to like kind of write the search quality raters guidelines. And basically saying that like you can make an improvement for one search query, which would then destroy 50 other search queries. So you got to be very careful about how you deploy these things. Things around like how you do if Google sees a spike in searches, it might mean that Google's in the short term having a bug where they can't, like people just keep searching and searching to try to find what they're looking for. But in the long term, if you see a slowdown in searches, that means search quality or something's wrong with Google. In any event, there's a lot of reasons to listen to this and to get in their mindset, so definitely take a listen to it. It's about a 30-minute interview, which is pretty good. Google's Danny Sullivan also went off on a rant about some SEO idea and concept around not mentioning the brand when you're reviewing a brand with your review content. I'm not going to get into all the details. Basically, Danny Sullivan said, when you are reviewing a piece, you're reviewing something, a watch or a sweater or something, or Nike shoes, you should definitely mention the brand that you're talking about. Otherwise, how is Google going to know to rank it for that brand? Any event, there's a lot more in this. I posted all the details with all the original tweets on June 26th, so definitely take a look at that. It's just these SEO myths that are coming up are fairly interesting, and you always wonder where they stem from. So that's something that I should probably dig into more. Where are these SEO myths coming from, as opposed to just debunking them based on what Google says? Gary Ish went ahead and posted on LinkedIn about when you should go ahead and fix your 404 status codes. These are basically two cases where you should go ahead and do it. When the URL itself should return a 200 status code, obviously fix those. And also when it could be useful for your users to have a 404 page, when that page should be useful for the users. So there's a lot of little details in here that I go on and on about. So definitely take a look at that if you have lots of 404s, June 24th at SEOroundtable.com. Google Chrome has added a bunch of features to the mobile Chrome browser for iOS and Android, including local Chrome actions, where it shows you more local things you call, get directions, reviews directly from the search bar, shortcuts, suggestions based on your previous searches, which is nice to have, and then trending suggestions, which you saw in Android. Now it's actually rolling out on iOS, plus a lot more. So definitely take a look at that if you are a big Chrome user on your mobile phone. Google has upset the credit card affiliate world by testing showing credit card search carousels and search widgets in the actual search results. This was spotted by Avi Buchbinder, and it comes up. I was able to replicate this myself for credit cards, best credit cards, etc. And here's a screenshot of that. Now, this is not an ad. Google used to have credit card comparisons with Google Ads. This is not that. This is a organic result. And you can see when you click on these credit cards, it actually brings you to more searches or search results around that specific credit card that you clicked on. That upset the affiliate world pretty badly. Google seems to be testing sliding the search results to the right when you actually do a new query. This was spotted by Shahim. So here's a screenshot or a GIF of that in action, so you can take a look at that. Pretty interesting. Also, Bing is testing showing people also ask results that are AI generated. They're actually labeled as this is generated using AI content. Super interesting there as well. Claudia Toman posted on her own site basically saying that there may be a new local ranking signal from Google, a Google new local ranking signal, 2 of them actually. One is menu items and 2 is popular times. So menu items, if you add a specific thing like Caesar salad to your menu using the API or other methods, Google might rank you for Caesar salad is near me. And she tested this over and over and over again, she said, and it worked. Also, popular times, the busier you are, the busier your establishment is during popular times, you're more likely to outrank those that are less busy during popular times, which I guess makes sense a lot. And this again was posted by Claudia. I have more details about that today on Friday, June 28th. Google has made some major changes to their Google Ads query matching and brand controls. And the good thing about these is that advertisers are happy. We discussed this, Renfig discussed this yesterday on It's New, so definitely take a look at that. But basically the main changes are there's more search term reporting for aggregated misspellings, which is great to get more data around your misspellings and how they're doing. 2 is negative keywords are now being blocked by misspellings, so they will match on those misspellings and block them using negative keywords. And also brand inclusions in broad match campaigns are changing a little bit. And this is brand exclusions that are across all match types and DSAs, dynamic search ads. And it seems like for all these things, advertisers are super happy. I have a lot of details about that yesterday on the Search Engine Roundtable. Google upset a lot of other advertisers as well when they announced automated credits for Google local service ads. Google's like, oh, this is going to lead to more credits and aggregate. We're going to automatically credit you. You're not going to be able to manually ask for a credit, but we'll automatically give you money back when we think you're due money. And this is because Google said it's just too much for Google to deal with all these manual requests, and they came out with machine learning and algorithms to go ahead and figure out when they should go ahead and give credits back to LSAs. Now, LSAs, one click on one lead on an LSA could cost $500 or so. So a lot of advertisers are nervous, like just because you're giving everybody else credits, maybe I'm not going to get the credit I deserve, and I want to have a way to actually refund that. And it seems like there may be ways to do it, according to Ginny Marvin at Google Ads, the ad liaison, but it's not exactly clear how that's actually going to work. But it seems like Google is going to go to a fully automated methods for crediting local service ads, because why hire people to do that when you can have machines do it for you, I guess. Again, advertisers are really not happy about that. But also Google's testing on Google Ads a new tROAS insights box that shows you how well those campaigns for Performance Max and Standard Shopping are doing. This is spotted by Thomas Excel. Nice find there. Here's a screenshot from him. And finally, it seems like Google Ads is also testing a new WordPress conversion module that lets you quickly add code to your WordPress blog using their type of step-by-step instructions for WordPress to add the Google tag code to your website so Google Ads could actually track conversion data. This is spotted by David Quim. So nice spot there. Thank you so much again for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. That covers the search news we covered over this past week or so. Everyone have a great, safe, and healthy weekend. And thanks again for Duda for sponsoring. Deeply appreciate it. Bye-bye.